Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. Belt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights, and it's not weather.
Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Exit the vehicle now.
Don't touch it. I'll give it the crash.
Back again with the proper insight from a criminal defense lawyer's perspective. The only true difference that we have here today is that I am sitting right in front of one of our associate lawyers, Mr. Corian Johnson, here today. Corian, anything for our viewers?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Attorney Corian Johnson here. I look forward to serving your needs.
We want to make sure that we provide a full dissection and our reaction, more importantly, to this video that unfortunately it is making its way across many social media platforms. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit disturbed at the actions from these officers that were involved. But of course, it's always a situation that I want to come in here with this understanding of, well, let's take a look at the totality of the circumstances, give you a proper understanding as to what exactly Texas law, what may apply or not apply, depending on the circumstances, of course. Let's take a close look.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights, and it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
77, 35. I'm properly driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
So as you can see from watching this video, the driver of this motor vehicle was driving on a public road. The officer indicates to the driver that he pulls him over for a traffic violation due to not having his headlights on during inclement weather. And then from there, you kind of see the back and forth between the officer and the person driving the vehicle. And the main question everyone wants to know, what is his legal obligations and what is his legal rights during the traffic stop? Now, this officer is alleging that he's detaining I believe his name is Mr. McNeil, due to a traffic infraction of the headlight issue, right? And then from there, he requests that he provide a copy of his driver's license and registration. As you can see, that he refuses to provide such information. Now, under Texas law, there's three ways that you must identify yourself. Either it's a arrestable offense, or if the officer is claiming this as lawful detention due to a traffic violation, and he's requesting his driver's license and information and insurance information, that you have to give it to him. Otherwise, that's an arrestable offense in itself, which will be a Class B misdemeanor in the state of Texas.
I agree, Corian. But look, at the same time, I always like to look at things with a subjective perspective before really applying the applicable law on the matter. And so the argument here from this officer is, well, wait a second, I pulled you over because you didn't have any headlights on due to inclement weather. Well, I mean, it's pretty clear on this body cam video that it looks like at minimum, it may have been some light drizzle, some raining, but I don't see visibility being obstructed in any way. Now, I don't see also that it's dark, that, we need to make sure that we advise that I'm on the road. I just don't see it. And so that argument could be made immediately to say, well, wait a second, was this an actual viable traffic stop? I mean, it has to be called into question, like any other diligent defense lawyer would do. Now, there's multiple different ways to look at this with the perspective of, was this gentleman required to provide identification to the officer upon him making contact? Now, in Texas, at minimum, you guys have to keep in mind, we are Texas legal warriors. We want to make sure that we understand and dissect fully the applicable statutes that apply to the state of Texas in looking at these circumstances here. And so looking at it closely, it's a situation where because the officer can argue, hey, this is a valid traffic stop, and you're inside a vehicle, and I'm demanding that you provide your driver's license information, you are obligated by law to provide that identification. Now, it turns into a situation where are you actually required to follow that command to exit the vehicle once the officer asks you? Corian, what's your take on that?
Right. If the officer is giving you a lawful command to exit the vehicle, you have a duty to comply, right? So at that point, if you do not, then as you see in this vehicle, as you've seen throughout the course of this video, things are going to be escalated, which, again, I don't condemn what the officer's actions were in this video at all. But, we want to make sure that our clients or potential clients can make it home, right? You contact your legal warrior, say, hey, this is what transpired. Let us do the fighting in the courtroom, right?
Fantastic. I love that perspective. Now let's take a closer look, because at the end of the day, so far, my perspective, this gentleman has done nothing wrong. Let's take a close look.
25 seconds. For 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Call your supervisor.
Yep.
What's the reason for calling out?
Units and behaviors 25 units 1050 at West Palm and Commonwealth.
25 seconds. If anybody responded, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please.
Well, I'm coming west on Commonwealth. I'll give it a sec.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Yep, my camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window.
Now, briefly,
Right.
we already see in this situation here where the gentleman continues asking the officer, well, you haven't given me the reason as to why you pulled me over.
Right.
But if we rewind that video, it was pretty clear the officer didn't instruct this individual or provide the reason why he had been pulled over.
Absolutely.
Now, we also hear the officer suggest that, hey, if you don't exit, this is your last warning, we're going to break this window.
Right.
Up to this point, is it really necessary to go about in doing so? I haven't seen a situation where the gentleman says, well, you know what, starts cussing him out, profanity's being used, a weapon potentially. That has not been the case. That's not what we see on the video. So to get to this point already, officer, it starts becoming concerning. But let's take a closer look. Let's continue watching.
Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window.
Well, we're conducting a crime.
No, he's under arrest.
All right, so wait a second here. So a total matter of approximately 3 minutes from the point of traffic stop to the point where the officer verbalizes, no, this person's under arrest. Well, wait a second, officer. What happened here specifically? You were just asking me for identification. You provided a reason as to why I was put over. You wanted me to exit the vehicle, but suddenly now I'm arrested? What's the reasoning here? Is this a power trip situation? Is this, hey, I need to make sure you follow all my commands because I'm an officer? What's going on here specifically? Let's take a close look at what Texas law would provide on that situation.
Just to get back to your point, power trip, possibly, definitely what it is. As far as under Texas law, what could he be arrested for at this time? Two offenses come to mind. It could be resisting arrest or detention, which he can make the argument that, hey, he's resisting a lawful detention. Or, as we call, interference with public duties.
Yeah.
From my experience, it's just dealing with these type of situations, these type of cases. These are what's known as pissing the officer off charges. Something they can easily file.
Yep.
That's not going to, cause a lot of suspicion of, well, why did you file these charges? Oh, here's the video proof.
Will it hold any water in court would be that next question.
Correct.
To really seriously dissect.
Correct.
I don't know.
But, it's one of those things where it could be more trouble than what it's worth, proving that you're right.
Very, very accurate. Let's continue looking at this.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Call your supervisor.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. putting the window down on the passenger side to talk to 2574.
And then I said, so what I did wrong? He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, there's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands.
Here.
1033 at 1621 hours.
What is your reason? Step out now. No, don't
Put your hands on your back! I'm resisting! Hands behind your back!
But in this situation, we must remind the viewers of who's the professional in this situation. These law enforcement officers are trained. They're trained to de-escalating situations to prevent these type of actions. Right now, what we've seen a simple traffic stop for not having headlights on during inclement weather turn into a situation where you're potentially assaulting this man. Again, but this all started from a simple traffic law violations. You did not see this officer trying to de-escalate, try to say, hey, man, this is why we're pulling you over. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do this for your safety and my safety. I can't see what's in your vehicle. Just step out, let's talk, and we can get you on your way.
That could have been handled way differently.
Way better.
At the end of the day, look, you want to look at it with the perspective of, what are my legal rights? Am I allowed to exercise my rights? Of course. This is what we always try to educate our audience on, understand what your rights are,
Right.
and then exercise them accordingly. But in this situation, I mean, you count not only 1, 2, 3, 5 patrol cars that end up showing up at this scene for headlights being off?
For a minor traffic violation.
What's going on here? Where's that training to make sure that you can de-escalate the situation rather than escalate the situation? It's certainly not demonstrable here in this video. Now, we also see the situation where this gentleman gets his driver's side window broken, gets a clear, closed fist punch to his face. He gets dragged out, not by one officer, multiple officers get dragged out. While he's standing outside, gets a second hit to the face, and then ultimately pummeled on the ground while he ultimately gets arrested. Now, this is a situation where I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, wait a second. What's the reason for these punches to the face? I just don't see it, specifically for the circumstances involved.
Right.
Once again, I was looking at it earlier where, okay, could have been disposition from this officer that, hey, well, I didn't know if this person had a firearm right next to him. I didn't know if this person had a knife right next to him that could potentially then cause danger to me or anybody else involved. That was never the case. And so this shouldn't have escalated to this point. At least, once again, looking at it from my perspective as a Texas criminal defense lawyer, I just truly believe these actions from these officers involved were excessive, abuse of force. That could be argued as well. I hope this gentleman here takes it all the way, makes sure that he clearly sets an example for other officers that they can see and say, really recognize, wait a second, this is not the way to engage individuals. You're meant to protect and serve, not to abuse individuals. Take that seriously. What's your take, CJ?
I definitely agree because once Mr. McNeil was on the ground, handcuffed behind his back, there was no reason for any additional punches, which is what you alluded to, which you demonstrated earlier. It's like at this point, you just seeing officers, a fed-up officer who's just releasing frustration out in the situation. There was no need for that because clearly he didn't have any weapons on him. Clearly, when you ran this information, when you pulled him over, there was no evidence of that he had a violent criminal history or had any history that would demonstrate, okay, he may potentially have weapons at his disposal.
Let me be on my toes.
Let me be on my toes. Let me hide in my senses.
Right.
There's no evidence that came out since this situation went viral.
Matter of fact, you mentioned since this time went viral, which I'm looking at the body cam video here that we just dissected. It does have a timestamp of back in February. Since that time frame, there's an understanding here that apparently the sheriffs who is of this county, Duval County, came out originally trying to, demonstrate and support his officers with the understanding that, hey, look, while this investigation is ongoing, we need to truly look at everything, all the circumstances involved, and determine if there was any actual actions that were taken that potentially were excessive. But since that time frame as well, we've also had a situation where the mayor comes out and says, well, wait a second, this should not happen to our citizens. This should not be the interaction with officers who are meant to protect and serve. These individuals are allowed an opportunity to go ahead and, our citizens, our community, are allowed to exercise their lawful rights that they're afforded to. Not be of this position where now suddenly, well, I'm scared to exercise my right. What if an officer encounters me and I can't really go about and just simply remaining silent? Because suddenly I'm going to be punched, abused, trashed to the ground. I may suffer and sustain further damages and injuries that I don't know. That's not what we want for these folks. Now, my suggestion to you, take some time, educate yourself properly as to what exactly are your legal rights that you're afforded to, and then exercise them accordingly, guys. Please, but do not allow anyone, including officers, to take advantage of your legal rights. As always, guys, truly a pleasure giving our insight. Mr. Johnson, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Certainly insightful with that feedback that you provided. If you guys have any other videos that you would like for us to react to, as always, send that in. Be more than happy to take a close look. Like, comment, subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to check out our other reaction videos. We'll see you on the next one.